fought the rest, now try the best!
Snake Eyes, the wicked repellent. Bryan Fury is described as being brutish, unfeeling, and overall psychotic. Many of the characters in the Tekken universe have strong motivations. Some seek revenge, fame, answers, some simply just want to help others. But Bryan's motivation, as defined in the game, is nothing more than to create havoc and misery wherever he goes. In a former life, Bryan was a skillful detective who then turned corrupt, and after an investigation was confronted and shot dead by Li Wulong. However, he wasn't dead for long. His body was swiftly transferred to Dr. Rebel, a mad scientist who dreamt of creating the cyborg army. Dr. Rebel reanimated Bryan Fury and used him as a weapon to find and attack his rival, Dr. Boskanovich, and steal some of his cybernetic mechanics. On the hunt, Bryan's search begins with Yoshimitsu, a close friend of Dr. Boskanovich, who joins the third Iron Fist tournament with plans of retrieving a sample of Ogre's blood. Bryan Fury travels to the tournament and sneaks in to find Yoshi. I love how it says Bryan Fury sneaks into the tournament instead of entering normally. This reinforces the idea that he doesn't play by the rules and doesn't care about anything but what he wants or what he's after. It also makes sense that he doesn't appear in Tekken Bloodline because he is technically not a part of the tournament, so he wouldn't be seen on screen or in any of the matches, but he still could have been in the background lurking, looking for Yoshimitsu. However, it's not clear if Bryan Fury and Yoshimitsu actually fought. Bryan Fury returned, he pulled out of his investigation and returned to Dr. Rebel empty-handed. And he did that because he realized that he was dying very rapidly. He was reanimated, yes, but his body was deteriorating very, very fast. My theory is that Dr. Rebel saw an opportunity to fast-track his plans when Bryan died and cheaply reanimated him to defeat Yoshi and then leave him to die afterwards. But since Bryan Fury returned from the tournament with nothing, Dr. Rebel's plans was crushed. And instead of helping Bryan Fury and continuing to pursue Dr. Boskanovich and so on and so forth, he simply just cut ties. Dr. Rebel abandoned both Bryan Fury and the cyborg army he dreamt of and just joined Heihachi and the Mishima Zaibatsu. He left Bryan Fury for dead. This is the moment when Bryan Fury starts to become that chaotic character that we know him as today. In Tekken 4, he properly enters the tournament in order to take control of the Mishima Zaibatsu because that is what's promised if you win the tournament. Once in control, he wants to force Dr. Rebel to modify his body and prolong his life. But this didn't work because the tournaments are rigged. The only people who win the tournaments are the Mishimas. And if the Mishimas are not present, the tournament simply ceases to exist. It stops. Left with no other options, Bryan Fury literally tried to bomb rush the Mishima Zaibatsu HQ and he just tried to find Dr. Rebel. He made good progress, but he was eventually overwhelmed. He was only saved because Yoshimitsu swooped in and helped him escape. Yoshimitsu, seeing the condition that Bryan Fury was in, even without all of the war-torn damage, he wanted to help. He took Bryan Fury back to the lab where Dr. Boskanovich planned to save his life. When Bryan Fury regained consciousness and woke up in the laboratory, all of this was explained to him by Dr. Boskanovich. Once again, Yoshimitsu was present there. Bryan Fury agreed to everything that Dr. Boskanovich laid out, and he was put into immediate surgery. However, upon waking up, he realized the only thing that Dr. Boskanovich did was install a battery generator that would activate in emergencies and extend his life. Dr. Boskanovich tried to explain how it was just too complicated. They didn't understand his body, they didn't understand what a bell did, and they would need more time to figure it all out in order to really save Bryan Fury's life. Once again, Bryan Fury is a psychopath. Being let down again by another scientist, Bryan Fury lashed out and attacked the doctor. He attacked everyone who tried to stop him. He killed everyone. Everyone except for Yoshimitsu, who wasn't present during the awakening of Bryan Fury. Why wasn't Yoshi there? Not sure. Not sure if Yoshi believed that Dr. Boskanovich would be able to save Bryan Fury, no problems at all, or not sure if he believed that saving Bryan Fury's life meant that he would see them as allies and wouldn't kill anyone or hurt anyone upon hearing any kind of bad news. It really doesn't matter which answer is true. When Bryan Fury woke up, he showed his true nature. Brutish, unfeeling, and overall psychotic. Bryan Fury went sicko mode and wreaked havoc on not only the base and everyone in it, but over the next couple of games, all Bryan Fury did was destroy, kill, and slaughter. Ever since then, Yoshimitsu has been hunting Bryan Fury, trying to avenge the death of Boskanovich, his fellow Manji members, and every other helpless soul that just so happened to cross Bryan Fury's path. Even if Yoshimitsu was able to find Bryan Fury, I am not sure that he is able to stop him. The only people who may be powerful enough to take down Bryan Fury is Paul Phoenix, Harong, a Kazama, or a Mishima. The best plan to take out Bryan Fury if you're not one of those characters is to simply let his batteries run dry. Wait for him to die, wait for him to kill over, and then step in and make sure he can never be resurrected again. A big part of me would love to see Kazuya reaching out to Bryan Fury after witnessing all of the destruction that he's been causing in the past games, all of the power he possesses, and tries to strike a deal with him, properly saving his life, giving him all the upgrades he desires, put some jack tech into Bryan Fury and fully upgrade him. And then afterwards, the only thing Bryan Fury has to do to pay Kazuya back is to help destroy the remnants of the Mishima Zaibatsu, which in Tekken 8 is now reformed as Yggdrasil and is ran by Lars Alexander and Jin Kazama. This would not only tie Bryan Fury directly to the story, but it would also give him a major role